Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in. Check out your boy. Yeah, I'm out in the backyard getting my cook on, but the food is done, so I'm back in my lab doing what I do for you. Let's go. I got a good lesson. Second half of the lesson. I'm gonna get across to you. Hope you enjoy it. Hope you like it. You know what we do, right? Is 25 rules. There, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling. Story with a message. Message and story for life. These are life lessons. I got another good one for you, but this is more educational concept out of the Egyptian concepts. Let's go. Right Thinker's mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right Thinker's way of life, through mental and spiritual discipline daily, will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment. That's my mission, to get you to know thyself. Your job is to learn it and know yourself. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard it. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. I can teach them. Stay tuned. That's what I do for you. A person who knows not and believes that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. Person who knows but knows not that they know is asleep. I can awaken them spiritually. I'm a spiritual alarm clock. I got the information that'll wake you up. Trust me. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinking, know thyself. Until my act be true. Yeah, you see I'm rocking my boy. This is my apron. And you see who I got on there. P-Funk for life. It don't change. Alright. And I've been studying my Egyptian gods, and most people take on the name of Egyptian god. I already have one. P-Funk. Ain't nothing changed. Alright. I ended up with Headdress. The goddess Headdress is often was depicted with a woman anthropomorphic with a horns of cow and with the plumes or a vulture from moot, and sometimes as a woman with the head of an actual cow, which at that time had horns and the sun disk between the horns, often a cow wearing the sun disk between the horns. The horns symbolize duality, and at that time, most horns from Aries, Taurus, they all had what? Horns. Rams, okay? Zodiac sign was in effect at that time, so yeah, horns was prevalent. Everybody had a horn, and the plume was prevalent because that was the two twin sisters, Maya and Aset and Neptet. Now we're gonna go into my dude, Kepri. Kepri, the god in the morning sunrise, was recited by Kepri because he's the head, because he was the creator who gave rise to creation and living beings, including human beings and the god and goddesses. He is presented as a man with a scarab head. Watch this, for a head, scarab for a head, and as a frog-headed man with a scarab on his head. Freaky. That's what people say. What the what? But it's all symbolic and it all has a purpose. Kepri is the aspect of the Trinity of Kepri, Ra, Atum. Sunrise, high noon, sunset. Then you get Kepri, Ra, Atum. The next one is Kansu, the son of Amun and Mu. Okay, the god Kansu is usually depicted as a man or a hawk-headed man wearing the crescent with the sun disk, just like Tahuti. Tahuti wears a hat. Kansu just got the sun disk with the crescent moon underneath. And he also has, he's a moon-related deity, I guess a moon god. He also wears the lunar sun disk. Now his headdress, Kansu also wears the side lock, meaning youth, but also royalty. It is a symbol of the prince before he becomes the pharaoh. Okay? Next one is, hey, here we go. My favorite, Maya. Yeah, you know what she wears. She wears the headband, the bandana with the ostrich feather. And my thing with that is that feather don't move. I love that. That tells you that she's straight on point and she ain't bending, breaking, or giving for nothing to nobody. We stand on order and balance. Everything that's good represents Maya. Maya, the goddess, is shown as a woman wearing an ostrich feather held by the headband. The feather of Maya symbolizes truth, balance, nonviolence, order, justice, peace, freedom, and reciprocity. Everything that's good is what Mayat represents. In the judgment day, they judge you on how well did you perform your Mayat, which is a way of life, way of living. Did you uphold your hymn of Mayat? That's what you have control over. Is your choice. You do Mayat, you can do you. Your choice. Next one is men. Now, men is the guy you see with a big penis. And everybody used to freak out because he had a big statue, a big penis in his hand. But he represented sexual sublimation, meaning he controlled it. He controlled his lower nature. That's what he represented. Man, so don't think, well, I walk by the big penis, I'm going to do everybody. No, it's all about submitting your sexual desires and pleasures. Living above the waist, raising your consciousness. You can't live on a lower. Well, some people can live on a lower level. That's all physical. That's all human nature, which is fine, but it don't get you nowhere. All right, the God man, his name was Amsu Men. He's depicted as a man wearing a crown with twin plumes, like those of Amen and Headdress. Y'all with the plumes representing, like I say, Aset and Nephthys. Sometimes he depicted also with the long ribbon that trails down to his feet, called the bull's tail. Okay, another part of the concept that they had. Everything represented something. Osiris was represented as the bull. Okay, the potent one. Next one is Mut. Mut spelled M-U-T. Mut. But the U is the O sound, so they say Mut. Okay, the goddess Mut is often depicted. Now she's Amun's wife. She wears the vulture headdress with the crown from Upper and Lower Egypt all together. She got it all. She got the crown, she got the Osiris crown, the Atif crown. She wear the crown of Lower and Upper Egypt and the vulture. So she got it all. All right. She's represented as the new kingdom, the queen, or the double crown of Egypt. She wore the vulture crown because it symbolized power of the vulture, and the vulture was specifically known because it turned carrion, which is dead flesh, into life again to feed her young. There is a link between the name Mother in Egypt and her name Mut. Mother, Mut, yeah. The two words are both Mut, M-W-T, no vowels. In Southern Africa, the name for Egyptian vulture is synonymous with the term applied to lovers, for vultures, like pigeons, are always seen in pairs. Thus, Mut and child, with the term applied to lovers, remain closely. Mut and the child remain closely bonded together. The wide wingspan of the vulture may be seen as all-encompassing and providing the protection cover for her infants. The vulture will carry out its role, watch this, as a mother in giving protection to her infants, may exhibit the forceful nature whilst defending her young. All these qualities inspired the imagination of the ancient Egyptians, so this is why they considered the Mut, the vulture, the mother of all mothers. She was said that she would chew off her own foot to feed her kids. That's a mother. That's hot. Okay, next one is one of my boys I gave her this title, Nefertim. Nefertim is the son of Ptah and Sekhmet. The god Nefertim was depicted as an attractive, captivating young man. He represented beauty, okay? Wearing the lotus flower. He's born, you see him sitting in the lotus plant doing like this. He's the beautiful one, okay? He know when to speak, when not to speak, okay? He wore the lotus flower, the sushin, the blue water lily, on his head. The lotus flower is the floral symbol of Egypt. It is related to what? The sun, and to healing, sensuality, and the power of creation, as well as perfume and vitality. He represented youth, smell good, look good. He was vain. He's vanity. He represents vanity, your character, okay? You worry about how you look. And we all have it. It's a natural order. These are all aspects of your character. So, I don't do that. We all do. Understand it. And stop. The thing is to understand something before you dismiss it. No, not me. I don't do that. But then you break it down to, oh, yeah, I understand. Get understanding before you make rash judgments and assessments of things that you really don't understand. We had a phrase back in the day, if you run around here with your nose all snotty, you don't know what you're doing, you need to ask somebody. Somebody know. If you don't, ask somebody. Let's go. Then you got my girl Nat. N-A-T is also net, N-E-T, Anet, A-N-E-T, Anat, A-N-A-T, and the Greeks called her Neith. She was the original bullseye, the warrior princess, okay, the warrior goddess. The goddess Net may wear, watch this, she had the hawk, the crown of Lower Egypt, or the weaving spool. She's the one that weaved the material that they mummified Osiris in another lesson, but yeah, she's been around a while. She's considered the queen goddess of all, okay, the highest goddess, female wise. Also, she may wear the shield that has two crossed arrows or a red crown representing Lower Egypt. She's the original bullseye. When she fired that arrow, when she let the arrow go, it's going to meet its mark. Cupid comes from her also. Okay, bullseye, Neith is the original bullseye. Okay, she is seen wearing also a skull cap similar to the one that Patel wears. All right, the shield represents protection from injury, and the crossed arrows neutralization of what duality. She had understanding of both sides. Okay, non-duality, and duality. She represents both. Nepthat, my girl, they call her Nephthys from the Greeks. That's how you know her. But her name is Nepthat. Nebethet. Nepthat. Now, she's the goddess who wears the headdress composed of the glyph for mistress of the house. She's the other woman, so to speak. Osiris had Isis and he had Nephthys. One represent Upper Egypt, one represent Lower Egypt. You can say what you want. I ain't going there with you right now because, yeah, I had two too. I know that having two was more fun. Get back to the lesson. All right, that's some good things. All right, here you go. I'm sure Osiris did too. Excuse me, she represents the mistress of the house. So she is the controller of the abode up there. As she represents what? The opposite of goddess Aset. The higher wisdom, she represents lower wisdom. Okay? The knowledge of the world, of time and space, and reality, mortality, she represents nature. And that which is finite. If it's born, it's going to die. That represents Nephthys. Okay? She represents nature. Next one coming up is my girl, Nut. N-U-T. Some say nut. Nut. No, it's Nut. Remember, Moot, Nut. The U was an O sound. The goddess Nut is sometimes portrayed as a woman wearing a container, like a vase, like a veil. An ab, like the container carries the heart in. But this, she contains what? Heaven, the outer space, the higher ether. She's heaven. She's usually the woman sitting stretched out with the stars. It was said that she would swallow Ra at night and give birth to him in the morning. That's who Nut is. She's heaven. And she represents sunrise and sunset. And her body is where the sun goes through in the underworld. Another lesson there also. A whole bunch of concepts that they use to explain certain things. That's the beauty part about learning the Egyptian mystery system. The only mystery to those who don't understand it. Like Masonic Masons. If I'm a Mason, it ain't a mystery to me. Secrets, I know the password. I know how to get into every house in Masonic order. From the first to the second, 32nd, excuse me. Here you go. The god Ptah, now he's my man. He's depicted as a mummified man with what? A false beard. It's coming down. You see the thing coming around his neck. Who wears a close-fitting skull cap. Another scully. Ancients have scullies. I'm just saying, not just you guys in prison. Do-rags and skull caps. We've been doing this a long time. I'm just saying. All right, which exposes only his ears and face. A golden statue of Ptah was discovered in the tomb of Tutankhamun, and it has a blue, fierce cap on his head. The mummification symbolizes ties Ptah with Asar in death and resurrection. The blue skull cap represents his priesthood and also transcendental consciousness. The skull cap we wear now, when they do brain scans, they put the skull cap with the little electrodes in it. I'm just saying, if you follow or understand history and you follow modern technology, all they do is catch up on ancient concepts. I know that. I mean, y'all know that. Okay, I know ancient history, so ain't nothing new under the sun. They ain't came up with nothing yet. I'm still on the watch. I'm still on the prowl. So yeah, I got my eyes open. But watch this. The blue skull cap represents priesthood and a transcendental consciousness, meaning he had a high level of consciousness, high level of understanding, which ties Ptah to who? Amun, who is what depicted with what? Blue or black skin. Again, they all tie together. Ptah, Amun, Ra, Ptah. Hidden, visible, and manifestation. Ptah, the manifestation of the three, the Trinity, from the unseen, the seen, to the manifestation. Then you got Ra Harati. Ra is one of the most important Commission divinities as the father of all gods. Ra is the visible one, but Amun is the hidden one. So they share, and Ptah is the manifested one. So it breaks down to where you can understand the Trinity and get it for what it really means. Understand it, so get knowledge of self and understand what you're doing and who you are. Know thyself. Also, his main headdress symbol of the sun disk, the circle with a dot in the middle, by a serpent surrounding the sun disk as his eye of power. The right eye through which the life force comes into time, which is Headdress, in space, time and space, the female part of the power, which represents space and sustains life. The serpent goddess, again, Headdress, encircles the sun disk and is also known as Maharu, fiercely flashed from the eye of Haru. It spits out what? Sun rays, like the snake spits venom, which can do what? Nourish life or destroy demons. The serpent also symbolizes immortality as it makes a full circle around the sun disk, and it also sheds the skin, which symbolizes what? Rebirth and immortality. Ra is an aspect of the Trinity. Kepri, Ra, Atun. Again, sunrise, high noon, sunset. The Trinity. You can't get around it. Next one is Sati or Satet. She is often depicted wearing a long antelope horn, like Osiris. The teeth crown represents the south or upper Egypt. The crown also has what? The vulture's head on the front, the tail coming out the back. It means uniting her with the mother goddess Nut, Aset, Hadhu, etc. That's who Setet represents. Serquet. Now, she's the female, and she's depicted as a woman in the body of a scorpion, or the headdress of a scorpion. Usually you see it, she's a female head in a scorpion's body. Now, she also wears the headdress of Headdress, the cow horns, or with the solar disc. Actually, the scorpion symbol is a water scorpion, not a land. It's an insect that resembles the land-based scorpion, but the water scorpion is a predatory insect. Yeah, it goes out and gets. It grabs its victim and the life sucks out their body fluids. Sound familiar? Okay, it don't bite, it sucks. Okay, people should handle them carefully, as it bite is painful. It's painful. A water scorpion can hang upside down, perfectly still for hours, just waiting. It has a snorkel used for breathing, so it can breathe and hunt at the same time. We got to realize, God created all these animals, everything, and gave it what it needed to survive. Is that all known? Is that all conscious? So yeah, the title we give him is well deserved if you study and learn. That's the whole point. I don't just believe in God because he did miracles. No, I believe in God because of what he do for everything that's here. And if you study, you will know that. That's what I do for you. Just trying to help you out. Here we go. I'm about to wrap it up. Shemsus is a god or a demon dependent on what? His particular function. He is closely associated with God Asar as his servant. As a god, he presides over what? The winepress, oils, and as a demon, he carries out the functions of a slaughterer of the damned. Sound like my girl at the judgment day. Okay, Aminet. Shemsu is shown as a man on a boat holding the Uraeus scepter with what? The Uraeus on the top of his head. That guy who come take you to the other side, from life to death to sticks, that's what Shemsu does. That's his job, okay, to just take you. Next one is Shu. Shu usually shown as a man. He wore the original ostrich feather as the headdress, and sometimes he wore the sun disk on his head also. Remember, he was the first. The feather of the same feather is the same feather of Mayat, the ostrich feather. His name is derived from the word shu, dryness, which is also the root word of parched, dry, withered, empty, and sunlight. His name also has the meaning of he who raises up. You see the picture when Gab's on the ground and his penis is sticking up because he just took Newt off of him and pushing it up to heaven. He's earth. Only thing between heaven and earth is what? Shu, air. That's what it is. It's a depiction of air between heaven and earth. Another story there, but I ain't got time. Oh, I'm way running late. I got 2 more to wrap up and I'm done. And again, I appreciate it. Hope you got the lesson. I know somebody who did, my student. Here you go. Then you got Ujat, Uadjit. The goddess Ujat is shown as a woman who wears the crown of the Lower Egypt or with a cobra on her head as one of the pharaohs. Nepti, 2 ladies, Isis and Nephthys, or Aset and Nephthys. She is the goddess of Lower Egypt. Later in history, the crown of Lower Egypt was combined with the vulture. Again, the vulture is part of motherhood. She represents doing what you need to do for yours. Protecting, feeding, whatever it is, nurturing, that's what the vulture is responsible. And Waset, she represents the goddess Waset or Uaset, U-A-S-E-T. She wears the wasp, which is a symbol. She is the symbol of the West and the personification of the flow of life force energy as well as the power over what? The abode of blissness. The Western district where the sun sets in heaven, the goal of all aspects. So when you go into that good night, you're going peacefully, you're going in harmony, you're going knowing you're going to that next place, the afterlife. You're going to meet Asar, okay? Conceptually. Hope you like the lesson. I got more. That's just one I had to get out. Be back. Appreciate it.